Hello everyone, welcome back again. My name is NS16 and welcome back to PBE Rundown, featuring Aurelion Sol, the Star Forger.
Naturally.
So, Aurelion Sol is the newest champion to be introduced into the League of the Legends. So this guy is basically what Al Shin used to be, but better and cooler. So, Aurelion Sol is this like space dragon type thing that's descended from the cosmos and does all of this stuff. He was kind of imprisoned by the people over at Torgon, so that's the likes of Pantheon, that's Leona, Diana, you know, that lot from that Mount Targon area. And he was kind of forced, and now he's back to go and take his revenge on those people. Also, I think that's the story told from quickly reading through his lore and yada yada. So, Aurelion Sol is pretty interesting of a character, and he definitely is kind of a very weird and niche character in the mid lane. So, let's start off with his abilities, shall we? His passive is called Center of the Universe. So, this is where three little stars circle around Aurelion Sol, and they deal 20 up to 97 damage, which has a plus of 0.17 plus 0.1 per level AP magic damage, and executing minions that are below 25 health. Enemy effects that present this casting ability will also disable the stars. So that basically means if I stun you, then the stars will go away. That's the idea of there. So the base damage is from 20 all up to 97 as you level. So this is the main bread and butter of his kit. It's the idea of what you have to be playing around, because of the idea that you need these stars to do your main damage, because all of your abilities are not that great, to be honest. So I'll cover them in a second, but his abilities are more little helpers, like little bits to do a bit of damage there and there, not to play around like these passive does. So first of all, out of all of his kit, you have his Q. So this is called Star Surge. And the idea of this is, first press, Aurelion Sol creates a center core which grows over time and grants him 10% movement speed. The core will detonate once it reaches his outer limit, applying up to 230 plus 0.65 AP as magic damage and a 1 to 2 seconds stun. You could press it a second time if you want to detonate it early. So the idea of this ability is you will throw this out and it grows in size, and the size basically is just the range of what's going to stun. Now here's the cool thing about this ability. Because it gives you the 10% movement speed, you just expect, oh, it's just going to be kiting. Actually, it's not. The idea is that you want to stay near this core so you can grow it in size. And the bigger the size, the bigger the stun radius is. Now, the damage doesn't increase, so making it big is not going to increase your damage, it just increases the stun radius. However, if you actually keep it on you, you could get from your base to the enemy's base using this Q and have it the same size, bigger than their fountain. That is how crazy this ability can get. So playing around this ability is going to help you in terms of ganking, which I'm going to talk about in a little second, because that's one of his other abilities to help with that. And so overall, this ability is just more of a stun lock to help you with your W. And if they're close range as well, you can just stun them to back off to allow your passive, the stars, to actually start hitting. The next ability, this is actually to do with his passive. And this is called the Celestial Expansion. So just from that, you guys should be able to tell roughly what it is. So basically, passively, he increases star base damage by 10 to 50. So that's the little stars that's circling around him. However, if you activate this ability, which is a toggle, Aurelion Sol's stars orbits out at his outer limit. So as you guys should tell from the previous ability I was talking about, the outer limit, that's basically like a radius around him that is classed as his outer limit. And the idea is that if the Q hits that, it detonates. Also, if he activates his W, the stars would now start circling around that outer limit. So I recommend you guys like getting to learn the W first before you start playing around your Q a bit more, because your W is going to be able to tell you where your outer limit is, so you can actually start playing around that a bit easier. But overall, this should be a very nice and actually decent, cool thing. So going back to his W, when you activate it and you get these stars go out to its outer limit, they deal a total of 150 damage for a total of X magic damage. So that's the scaling part of it. That's how much damage your stars are actually doing. The overall magic damage doesn't actually increase, it just gets faster, and it just makes it easier to hit at longer ranges, basically. The next ability is the one that I was saying that's going to help you with ganking. This is called the Comet of Legends. Yeah, so this is actually going to be helping you with the ganking. So before you start going, oh, so this is a jungler then? No, actually, it's actually a roaming mid laner. Kinda. So basically what he does, passively it generates escape velocity while moving, continually moving in one direction, increases your movement speed from 25 all the way up to 45%, taking champion damage or turret damage will reset the passive. The active is at 100 escape velocity, you can fly from the radius of 3,000 up to 7,000 units in a chosen direction, or until clicking to move. Aurelion Sol can be seen over walls while flying. That is crazy. So basically, when you activate this ability, you're not going to be invisible. You're going to be easily seen. So trying to use this as a bit of like escape tool, or like I'm going to sneak up on you type of tool, it's not going to work. People are going to see you coming, so you need to be careful of when you activate this ability, because you are going to be seen. They know when you're going to be coming. So learning how to play around that fact is going to be important. Also, talking about vision, you also need to play around those stars, because the stars are also not going to be like invisible with you. Now, they're not going to start showing you off in fog of war. You know, if you're in the base, they can't see you. However, if you're hiding in a bush and they have vision of all that bush, they can see your stars. You're not invisible to them. They know where you are. So that is going to be a very interesting thing to play around, is vision, because Aurelion Sol is such a weird champion that doesn't matter how much vision you have, he's going to be seen, which is a bit crappy in my opinion. It makes him a bit crap in that regards, because you can't sneak up anyone, so you can't surprise them. But that's, I guess, where a new unique playstyle comes in. The next ability is his ultimate, the Voice of Light. Now, this is not like the big grand ultimate like Jhin, where you had the curtain call. Instead, Voice of Light is more of a helping tool to help with your passive again. Everything is kind of based around your passive, kind of, other than your E. That's more of just getting around. So, Voice of Light. He breathes out a blast of pure starfire, dealing from 200 to 400 plus 0.7 AP magic damage, and slowing from 60 to up to 80%, decaying over 4 seconds. The blast will also knock nearby enemies back to Aurelion Sol's outer limit. So that's the outer limit again. So basically it's more of just a slowing tool and a knockback tool, just to help you use your passive a lot easier. So it's not really that much of a execute type ability like it is for most champions. It's more of just a assistance type tool for you. But that's the entire Aurelion Sol's kit. I'm not too sure. I've not played him yet. Normally I play like a champion on the PBE. I didn't with this guy. I just didn't feel like playing him. Plus, I didn't really bother with the PBE for this patch. And now that he's out, because as me recording this, he was released a little bit earlier today. So by the time you guys see this, he was released yesterday. And he's pretty cool. I've not really seen too much of him yet. I've not played him either, so I'm just going to wait a little bit, and I'll definitely play him at some point. And he does seem pretty interesting, but that is his entire kit. Now, onto his release skin. His release skin is called Ashen Lord. So, yeah, take what you will from that. Ashen Lord Aurelion Sol is basically just turns him into, like, I want to say like Pompeii type Aurelion Sol, where he's like controller of a volcano type thing instead of the celestial beings. So that's what kind of vibe I'm getting off of him because of all the greys and the, the greys, the golds, and the fire. So overall, it's an okay skin. I personally don't like it that much, so I'm not going to pick it up. But if you want it, there you guys go. It's pretty cool in some regards. But that is Aurelion Sol in a nutshell. He's a pretty cool champion. He looks quite interesting. Doesn't seem to be fitting into my playstyle, so I'm most likely not going to play him too much. But he's there if you want him. And that's the entirety of the video. So, hope you guys have all enjoyed. Check back tomorrow where I actually have the rest of the PBE stuff uploaded. And I'll see you all next time. Until then, everyone. Bye.